Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Dream Huge podcast, hosted by my man JP for three. Turn your key with John Pavlansky. What's up, JP?
What's going on, Pete? Hey, just me and you today, chopping it up, talking some real
Just
estate,
us,
talking
man.
some
I love
business.
it. Getting back to the basics, getting back to the business, the basics, the fundamentals. Master the fundamentals. I always say that, and then you can master it all. So,
Yes, sir.
JP, man, we're going to focus on you today,
All
because
right.
you are just killing it out there. Just over a year here at Dream Huge Realty.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for all that you do.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure there's many happy clients out there that would thank you as well. Um, Tell us a little bit about, let's jump right into it. What does
hmm
it take to be a successful real estate agent in your first year?
Um, a lot of hard work. That's very apparent. Definitely a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of short conversations with family, and a lot of consistency. And days that you're doubting if it's going to work, and keeping with it and sticking with it, and continuing to grind those days out. Um, it takes a lot. I am constantly working. I wake up, I'm working. When I'm heading to bed, I'm still working. I'm texting clients. I'm working through the contracts, working through, questions they may have. I'm always talking with clients about 24/7. So it's a constant job, and it really takes consistency and just the intention of wanting to be a great agent and help your clients. And something that kind of wraps it all together is just serving people. I try to serve people the best that I can, not try to sell them, not try to think of them as a sale, more or less of how can I help them the best that I can to make them the happiest. That's huge, and that's something I try to really stick by. So those are some things that I think really was what it takes to be a successful agent.
Okay, so tell me specifically, what does your average day look like?
Average day, and I'm gonna say average. So we usually wake up about 7 a.m. and I wake up, and usually the first thing I do is get to the gym. Get to the gym, get my mind rolling, get my body rolling, kind of wake up, get some caffeine in me, which is important. And as I'm at the gym, I start to text some clients and talk to some clients, and answer emails that I have and answer texts that I have. So as I'm working out, I'm still kind of working in the same sense. And typically, when I get home from work or get home from the gym and my workout, I'll get showered, eat breakfast, and then I'll head out for the day. Whether it's going to a showing, whether it's going to a listing appointment, whether it's just going and sitting at the office for a couple hours and messing around on my laptop, getting some stuff done that needs done. It's almost consistently. I'm always about 9, 10 o'clock. I'm out and I'm doing something. Whether it's a showing, whether it's a listing appointment, whether it's just like I said, being in the office and hanging out. And that's something that a lot of agents I think don't do either. Is you have that freedom, you have that time. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to still go and kind of get yourself in that consistent schedule and go to the office every day and try to get work done, or are you going to lay in bed and putz around on your phone and stuff like that? And so that's a big thing. Even the days I don't have anything to do, I try to make myself busy.
Great points there. I've seen it. The successful agents treat this like a job.
hmm
The unsuccessful ones are the ones who say, "Man, I love being able to set my own schedule, sleep in, do whatever I want." But the
hmm
successful agents have a set regimen. Um, that's awesome. So, a lot of agents struggle with just leads, building their pipeline, getting that first deal, let alone, you've had back to back, you're looking on 3 months here, $3 million months back to back to back.
hmm
What advice could you give to a new agent as far as, building your book of business? How do you get the word out that you are a real estate agent? And then because you've only been doing this for a year and
Yeah.
you're already going to make over six figures in your first year alone. So
hmm
how do you go from nothing so quickly to, how do you get the word out? And then how do you build that book of business and how do you start closing deals?
Well, it's called getting out of obscurity. It's something that Uncle G tells us, right? 10x rule. Getting out of obscurity and making sure people know what you do. how are you going to sell a house? How are you going to help somebody buy a house if people don't know that you're a real estate agent?
Right. So pause right there. Grant Cardone, for listeners out there, the book 10X, the 10X rule. Grant Cardone, check that out. And yeah, he talks about overcoming obscurity. And there's all kinds of marketing gold in that book.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just want to insert that, but go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a big thing for me is I wanted to make sure every single person that I knew that I was a real estate agent. And the biggest way, or the quickest way that I was able to accomplish that was by plastering myself over social media, all social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, TikToks, YouTube, Instagram. I post on there every single day on all these platforms. When I first started in real estate, it was a lot of me seeing people I went to school with or somebody's parents that I knew, and it was, "Hey, how are you doing? What are you into now? What are you doing?" "Oh, well, I'm doing real estate. I work down at Dream Hughes." Those conversations. Now it's like, "Hey, I see you're doing good. Good job. Good stuff." I don't even have to tell people anymore that I'm in real estate. Even people I don't know, they just they recognize the face or they recognize me from somewhere, or recognize the name, and it's honestly awesome because I kind of have overcame that part, which is to me the biggest challenge in becoming a real estate agent is getting out of that obscurity, making sure
If they
people
don't
know.
if they don't know you, they won't flow you. If they know you now. That's awesome. So what are you posting specifically?
So it's kind of all over, but typically I post a lot of videos. So I've got a videographer team that helps me do this. So I'll get with him and we'll shoot maybe 15, 20 videos in a day. We send those out to an editor. They edit them, they send them back to us, and I post them. But it's a lot of educational, inspirational videos, showing people how I did what I did or what I'm doing. Because I didn't grow up from I didn't grow up for money. I didn't have the greatest path growing up. I was in a lot of trouble. I didn't really have my head on very straight. So I think it's very relatable to a lot of people out there, a lot of kids that are trying to do the same thing. So I do inspirational videos about that, how to gain motivation, how to gain determination, things that help me. Maybe they can help you. And then I also do educational videos, just like what is a contingency? What's an appraisal? What's so important about getting a home inspection? How do I put more value into my house and get more money when I go to sell it? And it's really, like I said, it's not a tactic to get a sale or get buyers or get sellers or get leads, although they do, I mean, eventually come that way. But it's just to stay in front of people's face and just let them know, hey, my name's John. I work right down in Mansfield. I do real estate. And if you're seeing my face every day when you log on to Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or any of these sites, and every day you see my face, even if you just scroll right by it, it's reiterating that fact of John Pavlansky does real estate. And the more people that know that, the better for me and for them, because I'm going to take great care of them. So
Absolutely. And I think just looking in, you do a great job of, quality and quantity with your
mhm,
social media posts. You have both. You're constantly educating folks. I think you found a nice little niche and just a system that you use. You love using the reels, which are 1 minute or less,
mhm,
and you've got the text that goes on there as well, and that stuff helps people out. And also, the posts that you share that I really like are the besides the educational ones, number
mhm,
one. But when you make a post that says sold, and it says sold X number of dollars over list, I helped my seller sell for
mhm.
40,000 over list. Okay. And then you
Right,
will have one for a buyer that says, I helped my buyer buy for 25,000 under list.
right.
I think that really shows. And I think you had a recent experience where a couple bought and sold, um, and you together combined to save them $100,000. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so actually, really, really good friends of mine now too. Matt and Marianne, they are exponential people. Like I've even went out and just hung out with them for a couple hours at their house, and they're great people. But we sold their house for $40,000 over list price. We had it up for 3 days, and in those 3 days, we got 11 offers after 20 showings, and we ended up selling at $40,000 over list price. We listed at 140, sold it for 180, and it appraised that value. And then we bought the next house that was listed at 392. We bought it for 330. So we saved them $62,000 on the buying side. Now, granted, there was like a $20,000 price reduction, I think, after it was listed. So it was originally list price at 392. It dropped down to 372, and that's where we negotiated it to 330. But still, that's a pretty big jump. So all in all, we saved them about $102,000. With the overage on their sale, and then going under on their purchase. And they were absolutely ecstatic, and I cannot wait. They're remodeling the new house right now because he's a general contractor, and I cannot wait to see what this place looks like because it's gonna be pretty nice, man.
That's awesome. That is how you add value. That is why we even exist as real estate agents, and that is why JP is killing it. That's why you are killing it, because you know that's how you justify your 6% rate,
Hmm.
your 6% commission rate, because you will help buyers sell quickly for over list price. You will help seller. You I'm sorry. You will help sellers sell quickly for over list. You will help
Hmm.
buyers buy in a competitive, tight market under list. So that is how you add value, and that's what good real estate agents do. Awesome job on that. Um, how many hours a day would you say you dedicate to this?
I'm probably up for I maybe sleep about 6, 7 hours a night. So we say 7, 24 minus 7. Quick math. What's that? 17. Um, Probably about
Including the weekends?
yeah, yeah. I 24/7, 17 hours a day at least. Like seriously, like
So if somebody wanted to do this part time, could they be as successful as you?
yeah, I mean they could, but if you're gonna do it, go full in, get after it. Just put your head down and go. There's no sense in doing it part time either. I even did it part time for a little bit, um, and I had success. But once I really knocked it into full gear and full time, that's when I really started to see some real success. Was when I did it full time, and it's a
Yeah.
challenge. It's a challenge I enjoy too because exactly like you said, you can decide to sleep in until 11 o'clock every day, and stay up super late on the weekdays and the weekends, and wake up late and not really get after it. And I think it's kind of a fun challenge for me. Is like how much can I push myself? What time can I get up tomorrow? How much can I do tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, how early can I go to bed? How can I put as much work in this time that I'm awake that I can? So it's a kind of a fun little challenge for me. I know that sounds a little psychotic, maybe a little bit,
No, I
but
love it. Hey,
it's a
I
fun
look at
challenge.
yeah, I look at stress as the same way. We had this conversation the other day. I do not get stressed. I look at
Hmm.
them as challenges.
Yep.
And I feel like when you stop challenging yourself, when you stop stressing, that's when you actually die.
Hmm.
Because you see it so often, and you're just young and you're just starting out. I'm a little bit closer to that than you, but you see it so often. People retire and die because
Hmm.
the juices stop flowing. Those
Yeah.
competitive, those stressful, some people call them stressful. You and I would call them challenging
Uh-huh.
juices. We embrace that. We embrace that grind, and we love it. It's
Hmm.
awesome. So the
Well,
answer I was looking for when I asked you if someone could be as successful as you doing this only part time, the correct answer I was looking for would be hell no. To do as well as you do, it's a full-time job. There's
hmm.
no question. Full-time job plus. Full-time job plus.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man, and it's a lot, and that's what I tell a lot of these kids and people that are looking to get in the industry. When they reach out to me, it's like, listen, I'm not gonna BS you. I'm gonna tell you the real. I'm gonna tell you that this stuff is incredibly challenging. It's hard. It's a lot of hard work. But with consistency, with a will to want to be successful in this business, it is very, very possible. Especially even as a young agent, even as a newer agent, in a market that's a little bit hot. I mean, it's very easy to be successful, but it's also very hard. You have to put in a lot of work, but it starts to come to you after then. After you put in the work for a long period of time, then the business starts to come to you, and it gets a lot easier. And you start to kind of get those systems and practices down to where you're not, running frantic all the time. And like you said, I try not to get stressed anymore either because it's a lot easier. My first deal, I was stressed the whole time. These deals I'm doing now, I'm still stressed a little bit, but not to that extent, because I know, we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it right. We're going to make it happen. No worries. We're going to figure it out. So,
Hmm.
um, it takes some time to make it easy, but it can be. It's just really challenging at the start, and I think a lot of people don't even get to the part where it gets easy.
Yeah. Well, you said it though. I mean, you can break in and do this even doing this in your first year, and I think that goes back to the old 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the agents are producing 80% of the business. Everybody would
Hmm.
say, and especially for folks out there thinking about getting their license, you might hear this. Well, everybody's got a real estate license. How are you going to do any business? I mean, everybody I know has a real estate license.
Uh huh.
Well, just in our local board, we're probably approaching $1 billion in sales. It was 800 million, I think, when I checked it last. That was when I ran last year's numbers. 800 million. So I bet you we're approaching $1 billion on our R12 sales. And
Hmm.
of that, our brokerage does about 55 million, to put that in perspective. Okay. So
Hmm.
there is still a ton of business, and that's just in the Richland County surrounding area. That's just in
Yeah.
Richland County and surrounding. That's not
Mhm.
to mention the state of Ohio, which we are licensed in the state of Ohio. So yeah, if you want to get into this business and break into it and hit the ground running, you can grab your piece of the pie. There's no doubt.
Well, and another thing, P, is people think that this business is so cutthroat and competitive, and everybody, hates each other and is competing against each other. I have terrific relationships with all of these agents out here, and I love talking to them. I love talking to them. Like, I have agents at different agencies. We have a great relationship. We enjoy working with each other. We'll laugh. We'll crack jokes on each other. Like, everything. It's not a competition, because we both know, hey, there's enough business to go around to everybody. There's a slight bit competition. Like, one of my buddies that works at another brokerage, he told me the other day, I got this many listings this week. How many you got? And I told him like how many I got, and it's kind of like a, f you, but good job, like
A
like
little
great job, but
backhanded,
also
little
yeah,
backhanded compliment. Yeah,
uh-huh.
no, that's great. And how important is that when assembling deals, as
Hmm.
opposed to bringing in an out of town agent that nobody knows. How important is that, having those relationships in place with the other agents? How important is that?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll tell a quick story real quick, and this wasn't even a relationship with another agent, but more or less a buyer or a seller, excuse me, that I had built a relationship with. So, and maybe I shouldn't say all this, but when I was working at DRS, I was talking on the phone with the lady, and she had a property that she was getting ready to sell, and she told me about it. Okay, and I gave her my number. I shot her a text. I just started in real estate. Like, hey, I'm John. I worked at Dream Huge. I'd be happy to help you sell. Well, I got a selling agent already, but if you have any buyers, bring them over to me. Okay, cool. Just connecting with her. Just connecting with her. And some time goes by. I got one of my buddies I went to school with, and he's like, "Hey, man, we've been offering on this house for a little bit. We have an agent. We've offered on it twice. We went back and negotiated, and we just cannot get it done. Maybe you could take us out there to see it and give us some pointers and some tips. If not, we'd love to work with you going forward." I'm like, "All right, cool, let's do it." So they tell me the house. I told them, I was like, "I've already been out to see this one. It's pretty nice." Blah, excuse me, blah blah blah. And they said, well, let's not even go see it again. We've already seen it. We know we like it. We know we want it. Can we put an offer in at the same exact price, Pete, as they put the offer in before? It was $10,000 under list price, and they didn't get it accepted the last time as a USDA loan. We put the offer in this time, and I get a text from this lady, and the only message that I've ever sent to this phone number is John Pavlansky, Dream Hughes Realty, and it's a long message. Hey John, I just want to let you know I'm so happy to see your name on this offer, and we're gonna accept your offer. But like, just because I had built this small relationship and connection with her over the phone one day, she had confidence in me. She accepted an offer that she already declined from the same exact people, just because I made a small little connection with her. So we got the house in contract, and they're happy as could be. They're living in the house. I never even seen the house. I never went for a showing with them, with the actual buyers, and it was just because of a connection we made it go through. So it's crazy what a connection and relationships can do in this business as well, and that is massive. Making connection with people, just talking with people, let them know, hey, whether it's a year, 6 years, 6 months, a week, I'm here. I'm happy to help whenever I can, however I can. That's it, man.
So run that back again. So same buyers, same offer price,
Mm-hmm.
same terms,
Same terms.
different agent. Different agent. JP steps in and gets the job done.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I love it. I
It was a
love it.
pretty cool one, man.
Um, man, that's excellent. So that's how great this business can be, guys. And really, absolutely love this business, and that's just getting started. Becoming an agent is just dipping your feet in the water, just your toes, because now you're starting to learn about real estate investing. You're doing some real estate investing.
Hmm.
You're learning about syndications. You're learning about cash for houses. And it just blossoms from there.
Right,
Um,
right.
and what
What's
other business can you get started for roughly about 3,000 bucks, and
hmm
in a month be licensed and,
Yeah,
and be up and running? So I don't know of any other business you can start for that for $3,000, be up and running in a month, and make six figures in your first year. That's pretty damn awesome. But
agreed,
you were going to say
agreed.
something. Sorry.
And when you get that $3,000 back after your first deal, pretty much. So it's not even it's an investment just until you sell your first house. So,
Right.
but I wanted to touch on you were getting into investing and syndications. And syndications are very interesting, I think, to everybody. And the big thing is, for people that don't know what a syndication is, we'll go ahead and talk about them and explain them a little bit. But you guys are doing one right now, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Pete?
Yeah, yeah. So syndication is basically, teaming up to buy real estate. And there's different ways you can do it, and there's different legalities to that. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. And I thought about this as we were talking. I think this could be its own podcast in itself.
Yeah.
But I wanted to focus on you, JP, and say thank you for an amazing job that you have done. And guys, if anybody has, a question about, becoming an agent, or if you're currently an agent and you want to do better,
Mhm.
or if you need to buy or sell, if you need to sell quickly for top dollar, if you need to buy under list price in this hot market, contact my man, JP John Pavlansky. Um, where you at on Instagram? What's the best way for folks to contact you?
And I appreciate you, Pete, a ton, man. You've done a lot for me and all the rest of the guys here, Mark, Biggie, even to Mr. Thornton, who's over at Keller Williams now, and Riley Place, and those guys. I mean, you guys have done a lot in terms of mentorship for me and helped me to kind of grow into the agent and person that I am today. So thank you guys a ton too, man. In terms of Instagram and my phone number, Instagram, John Pavlansky Real Estate, JohnPavlansky Real Estate. And then my number is 567-303-4714. And I give my number out all the time in all these videos and everything. And I want to let everybody know, if you're watching this podcast, that this is, you can reach out to me whenever. If you have any questions, big, small, medium, or even if you're looking to get into real estate, if you're looking to sell, buy, lease, whatever it might be, any real estate related questions or anything to that matter, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text. I'm happy to help. And honestly, I'm blessed to be able to have people reach out to me and ask me the best way to get started in real estate and questions and tips and stuff about that. That's a blessing to me. So I appreciate that, and do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have those questions.
Love it, man. Okay, I want to just ask you one more follow up to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what specifically have I done as a real estate broker to help you succeed, or a few things?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, and I moved over to the brokerage. I did start with another brokerage for 2 months. For those of the listeners that don't know, the biggest thing, Pete, that I think for me is the culture and the confidence that you and everybody else at Dream Huge brings. I mean, you walk into a meeting and you feel the energy right away. Everybody's smiling, everybody's jacked up, giving jabs to each other. Me and Tammy Atkins were in here talking a little shit to each other, just messing around. It's just a great vibe. It's a great culture. You can tell that everybody loves everybody, and we all want each other to succeed. That is one huge thing, and it just filled me with confidence. Like, okay, I want to succeed not only for myself but for everybody in this office too, and for Pete and for the broker, and I want to succeed for everybody, and bring Dream Huge up, bring all of our agents up. And that was a huge thing, as well as the freedom that you give to agents, Pete. I mean, it's huge. For the listeners that don't know, the freedom that we have as agents at Dream Huge is massive. There's no, hey, you have to be here at a certain time for this meeting. There's no, hey, you have to be here for this, or you don't get this commission, whatever it is. We have a terrific commission split. It's a $10,000 cap. So after Pete is paid $10,000 throughout the year, you only pay him 200 per transaction. I mean, that's huge. That's huge for folks. They get the freedom, they get the power, and they get more money with that. You know what I mean? So Um, a lot of some other brokerages will have transaction coordinators and all these trainings and seminars and classes and stuff that you have to be at. And we still offer that training. You still get assigned a mentor, and you still have somebody as a point person to go to. But you're getting more money, and you have more freedom over your business. You can do with your business as you would like. I don't have to send a reel to you before I send it on social media and say, "Hey, is this all right? Am I allowed to say this?" Because you've given us the freedom to do it, man. So that's another thing I like. And then I want to touch on the mentorship as well, because my mentor is Mark Gray, and he helped me exponentially as well, just being able to get into investing too. He went and met me at my first property that I ever bought. He met me at the showing and walked through it with me. Him and Riley placed both, and told me, yeah, go ahead, take a shot at it. You need to buy this one. And to be honest, I don't know if I would have bought it without those guys. So that mentorship is huge too. Me and Mark have built a great relationship and friendship now, and that's another thing that's just magnificent about Dream Huge. And yeah, I love it here, man. This is home for me, man. So
That's awesome. Thank you, JP. Thanks for those kind words. So let me review that culture, the confidence in our culture here. Um, the freedom, baby, freedom. You know, you guys are independent contractors, and I preach that constantly. Um, I work for you. I work for the agents, not vice. The agents do not work for me, and here's why: because JP, you could leave today if you wanted to.
hmm
So I always keep that in the back of my mind. I know it is my duty as the broker to do my best job to help and serve you guys and girls. And I always say that I work for you guys, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. Good enough to where you want to stick around. And not only that, I want to encourage you to have your own brokerage someday. You
yep,
know, I encourage that from day one. That should be the very next. Every agent should think about the day that I get licensed. I eventually want to be a broker and start my own thing someday as well. And I encourage that, and I'm here to help if you choose to do that. Not every
yep,
agent wants to do that and doesn't want all those headaches and bills.
hmm
Okay, but if you do want that, I encourage that. And just a reminder, yeah, that's the freedom that I provide, and that's the freedom. That's the stuff that I encourage.
that was another thing I was going to say. Is your encouragement is huge. You encourage all of our agents to do things. I've almost never heard you say no. You might not want to do that. I've heard people say some outlandish things of, well, I've thought about doing it this way or trying this, and you're like, do it, try it out, do it. Let's see what happens. You know what
Man,
I
I
mean?
want
It's
everybody to succeed. I want everybody to succeed in this business. Real estate, the business of real estate is huge enough that we all can succeed and we
hmm
all can help each other. And then the last thing you touched on was the mentors. Yeah, and I agree. Mark Gray, Justin Bigelow, Adam Thornton, Riley Place. Huge thank you to those guys, because
hmm
I can only mentor so much. Yeah, and they stepped up to the plate and we're able to help.
hmm
All the mentors on our team right now. You,
Yep.
JP, you're a mentor now. How many
Yeah.
agents are you mentoring?
I'm mentoring two agents right now, two agents, and I've got some other kids right now that are working through their classes and everything. So I've got two people that I'm helping pretty consistently right now, and then some more guys that I'm just talking and chatting with.
That's awesome. That is huge. All right, so that's great stuff. So thank you for that. Okay, and real quickly, I just want to touch on yes, we are doing, and I would shift gears into the syndications. You mentioned it, so thank you, JP. Remember, shout out JP. Please follow him on Instagram. He's a great follow. He's got more followers. He's got the most followers on the team. I know that he has more followers than the the Dream Huge company page because he surpassed us very easily. But good job on that. He's a
Really
great
appreciate
influencer on there as well. So follow him and call him for all your real estate needs. But okay, so syndications. Yes, we are offering syndications, which is teaming up to pulling your money, pulling your investments together to buy larger real estate, so we all can benefit from the cash flow of, say, a 50 unit or a 100 unit or a high rise on the beach somewhere. Something that I could never purchase by myself. Real estate investing is a team sport, folks, and we are putting deals together as we speak, with investors and multifamily unit deals. And we would love to help you with that. And you can even use a self-directed IRA or
it.
401k if that money's just sitting there, just growing mold on it, not really getting you the returns that you'd like. We can stick that into cash flowing real estate that pays you cash every month. And you also get the appreciation on that as well. So an
Awesome. And
example of this would be, yeah,
what's the return on the stock market typically?
about 12% over time. S&P
About
500, about 12%.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you offering these guys right now?
6. Okay, so that's a bad. If you look at it straight up, it's bad. But here's where it's good. If you retire and the stock market is flat for 5 or 10 years, which it can be, you're not getting that 12%. That 12% is over a period of time. 40, 50 years, you're averaging 12%. So if you retire and your IRA or your retirement and the stock market is actually flat for several years, you are not getting paid. But with something like this, let's say on $100,000 investment, we're paying 6%. That's 6,000 a year. Divided by 12, you're getting 500. If you give us $100,000 to invest in cash flowing real estate, you're getting $500 every month. You are making cash flow every month, $500 every month. And then when we sell, roughly around 5 years, you are splitting in the profits of that sale and the proceeds. In our IRR, which is basically the total return on your investment over the entire period of the holding, is about 15%. So we're going to surpass the stock market average of 12%. That is the plan on the projects that we do, just as an example. So what's nice about the real estate over the stocks is I have 20 years of real estate investing experience, and we can put our hands on real estate and we can force the appreciation. I cannot
Hmm.
put my hands on Amazon stock. I
Nope.
cannot force that stock to go up. Okay. I can, however, buy a piece of real estate, a distressed asset. We can increase the rents. We can fix the roof. We can fix the landscaping. We can reinvest into the property, and we can drive up the value of that property by doing all those things and increasing the net operating income. And in 5 years, we cash out and we have a big old party, baby.
Yep. Yep.
So that's syndications in a nutshell. So if you're interested in that, give us a shout, 419-528-8260, and we can show you how we could team up and invest in cash flowing real estate. Also,
Awesome.
cash for
Hey,
houses. I want to touch on this real quick and we'll let you guys go. We're over 30 minutes already. We are also, if you are in a situation, pre-foreclosure, if you have a hoarder house, if you have a house with a bad roof or a bad foundation wall, or you just don't want all the neighbors knowing all of your business, and you'd rather just sell quickly for cash, we can get you an all cash offer and we can close quickly in 7 days or less. Is that for everyone? No. But we just wanted to offer that as another thing we can do to help you solve your real estate problems. Most people would say, yeah, I would rather go ahead and market the house, go ahead and list it on the MLS, clean it up, fix all the repairs that need done. I have the money and the time to do that. But if you don't have the money or the time to do that and you just need to sell quickly for cash, we can help you with that. There are scenarios out there like that. Or we can
Yep.
offer you both. We can say, here's your cash price. Here is the price if we go ahead and list it and get you top dollar and we get it all ready for the market. So, and
Hmm.
we can go in there and suggest, JP, you can walk around the house. We can walk around the house, make suggestions what you need to do to get ready to go ahead and list to get top
Absolutely.
dollar. And we can have those conversations. Just another way we can help you guys out. So that's syndications and cash offers right here at Dream Huge Realty. So thank you for letting me touch on those, JP, in the middle of your this is supposed to be your spotlight, man. So hopefully we definitely shine a bright spotlight on you. But thank you for letting me touch on those.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. And I think they're important
So
in another way for people to invest and learn about investing. So,
yep. So reach out if you have questions about that. Um, that's all I got. JP, any final thoughts?
no final thoughts, man. No final thoughts. I appreciate you having me on here. Just me and you getting to chat it up.
What happened?
My laptop just died.
Oh, nice. Okay, here, take us out.
All right. Thank you all. Remember to review, subscribe, and share. And as always, remember the rules. Work hard. Never give up.
And
Dream
dream
huge, baby. Woo!
Thanks for watching, guys. I tried to stop you before that last one started to say, "Hold on, let me grab my charger." And I was like, "Screw it, I think we're on."